A very warm good morning to the president, jury members, teachers, and my worthy opponent. Today I, Tamanna Singh, standing in front of you to argue in against the strong state make a strong nation. At very first glance, it looked very convincing that very convincing statement that I didn't know at the end of the day who don't want a powerful, secure, and strong state. But we, but if we look into this statement deeper, we realize that strong state that but if we look into this statement very deeper, we realize that strong state does not necessarily make a strong government. It often do the opposite. History teaches us that the state which look very overpowered from outside often collapse from within. For example, the Soviet Union, which had a very good military power and industrial power, yet disintegrated. It yet disintegrated. Sorry, sir. It disintegrated because the government did not alienate it from the people. On the other hand, Sweden and Norway, which is a democratic nation, and do not have a very strong state, but have a very resilient, accountable, and stable government. This proves that the strength of the government does not come from the power of state, but comes from the consent. When state get developed or powerful, they consolidate power, decrease openness, and consolidate the power of opposition. But we can say that a government cannot gain its strength from powerful state, but often from the citizen trust and control over the citizens. A state may have a power over a pay over a, on the state have a power on paper, but state have a power on paper, but in the real life, the government have power from the trust and the legitimacy of the citizens. I would love to give an example of Yugoslavia, as it was a prominent example that the rise of political competition, national ethnicities, and the imbalance and manipulation of national light will result into the disintegration of a country into six different independent states and independent state and a lot of civil wars and bloodsheds. And as we all know, India is a country of diverse religion, ethnicities, and different cultures. Um, a diversity is our strength, but if we look deeper, it can be also the reason of weakening weak also be the reason of the weakening of nation if we do not control it, or if we do not monetize it wisely. Centralized government or unitary form of government keep us binding as a central government ensure that all citizens move under one constitution, one nation, under one vision. I would love to give the example of Jammu Kashmir and the revocation of Article 370. Jammu Kashmir get a special autonomy under Article 370, which make them economically, socially, politically different from rest of the India, which hinders the national unity and integrity. And this is the reason the center decided to revoke this article. As we all know, division of power lead us to the um, can lead us to uh, division of power can lead us to delay in the policies implementation or the efficiencies of government, because sometimes the policies get stuck between the bureaucracy and the consultant and the tug of war between the center and state. In the many instances, central provide more swift, bold, and united united answers or advise, be it a war, disaster, or economical instability. There are many instances. For example, in the revocation of Article 317 Jammu Kashmir, the decision was delayed. This state led to the decision of delay, and it was specifically mentioned or right to information highlight these issues. Central government ensure the central government ensure central government ensure central government ensure equitable and balanced distribution of resources between the states. Distribution between the states. If we left um, if we left everything on the state to decide on the economic policies or foreign policies or laws, richer state would progress faster. Meanwhile, the poorer state will fall behind. We can see is the we can see this as an example. The literacy rate of Bihar is 55.59%, while the literacy rate of Tamil Nadu is 79.09%. And there are some major decisions like defense, military, related to military, or digital infrastructure, education, health, which needs to be centralized as central authority, as centralized government or authority, make lead to decision lead to decision in lead lead to decision in a implement decision faster and faster, as we can see from the example of China and France. The economic infrastructure and the policies and the surplus is in the China was better than India.
7 minutes have gone. Stop it.
Thank you.
Any questions? You mentioned about the abrogation of Article 370 and you mentioned how the unitary power structure and it went about to in the fruition of abrogation of Article 370. But don't you think the federal nature of our constitution, which promotes the more about dialoguing and consideration with the states, would have helped in a better format? Because now what we see after the abrogation of Article 370, Ladakh has been separated, and due to the formation of a union territory, the State Service Commission has been abolished, and the rise of unemployment, which was 5 years. Hello. Keep it crisp. Don't start another debate. What is the question? Sir, I was basically asking. No, not elaborate. Yeah. Please ask what is the question. Sir, want more dialogue and consideration while making decisions be more fruitful.
Can you repeat your question once again?
It's okay. Would the deliberation and a formation of a dialogue with the states while implementing policies by the center would be more resultful and fruitful for the civilians?
We have already given autonomy and special articles to Jammu and Kashmir, but it didn't resulted in a way like it promote national unity. Then there is a reason after a certain period of time they have to revoke that article even after giving it to them. Thank you.